Hello, everybody. Welcome to our farm stress video blog. Today we're talking about 5 things you can do to relieve stress on your farm, okay? So these are not huge steps. They're not huge things that you have to implement. They're little tiny shifts in the things that you're already doing that are going to help you to feel better, okay? So things that really take a toll on us are, struggles with our crops. This year's been horrible weather. The markets are crap. The economy is in shambles in terms of the agricultural economy. People are always taking money, cutting this program, cutting that program, taking away or adding all these extra tariffs. The government and things like that seems like it's one hit after another. That's what it feels like to me. Hopefully you feel differently. But probably not. We're probably in the same boat. So these are 5 things that we have done that you can do yourself to help you to feel less stress. So these are not big things like hire a person to handle all the chores or something like that. These are super little applicable things that you can implement today that will help you to feel less stress. And so I hope that it finds you well. Please share this video if you have other farmers who are stressed out. I know that farming is its own bag of worms because of the seasonality of it and the physicality. It's so up and down. It's so hurry up and wait. It's so physical and then not and then back at it. And, I know that it's difficult on our body. It's difficult on our mental health. And so this blog is going to teach you to manage your stress. And I use the term manage, not reduce. Okay. We're not getting rid of stress. Farming is stressful. We know that. You can't just not do things. And I recognize that. Okay. So we are managing our stress and I'm teaching you the tools to do that. And so just know that I'm not going to throw all these weird things at you out of left field. Okay. Number 1 is to take care of yourself first. I'm doing a talk later this year and it's called, Are You as Healthy as Your Herd? And I'm willing to gamble, no, you are not. The vet comes out to your farm several times a year and I'm willing to bet that you don't go to the doctor that often. And I'm also willing to bet that you do everything your vet recommends and you don't do everything your doctor recommends, right? So it's important to take care of yourself. And if you're feeling good, that's one thing. But if you're feeling sore, if you're stiff all the time, if you've got pain, you need to take care of that as well, okay? So make sure that you're taking care of your body physically, mentally, emotionally, and every other way. We have a cup, right? You can run on empty for a long time and your glass is either half full or half empty. And when you're doing things that are good for you, when you're feeling good, that cup overflows, right? And the things are good and it spills water, spills all the good things to people around you and things are just going well, right? And then that cup is empty and we're running on E for a long time and we can actually do that, run on the bare minimum for years, right? And then something happens and it catches up to us. So my goal is to help you fill your cup. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a little bit woo-woo, but that's okay. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself first. Fill your cup. What does that look like? So that looks like getting up at a good time every day. You're not sleeping in. You're also not forcing yourself to get up at the crack of dawn if you don't need to, if you don't want to, things like that. So making sure that you're starting off your day in a healthy way. You're eating good food. You're getting the nutrition that you need. You're not just running on coffee all day long. I know I do that sometimes and I have to remind myself, hey, you should probably eat some real food. And so the other thing that looks like is doing things that help your relationship. So every once in a while you take your wife on a date night. Every once in a while you do things that you want to do. Okay, so maybe you go on vacation. Maybe you just go out for a cup of coffee, or you go eat some really good pie, or do something fun that you enjoy. That's going to help you to feel good. It's going to help you to feel happy. I call it soul food. So help you to feed your soul. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So do something that makes you feel good every once in a while, not every day, maybe once a week if you can fit it in, and maybe less than that. But make sure you're doing those things every once in a while. Number 2, this is something I really highly encourage. It's been a game changer for our family as a gratitude practice. Every single day, I take a notebook and I write down 5 good things that happened yesterday. So what this does, I call it a 3D effect. So it's a double dose of dopamine. So those are the 3Ds. What it does is starts out your day by helping your brain release endorphins. And how that works is that by remembering good things that happened yesterday, your brain feels like those things are happening right now. Plus, you remember what happened yesterday and your brain released that dopamine yesterday as well. So that is kind of how that works. It's really interesting if you want to get into how it works. I love talking about that, so just let me know. But what it does is it's going to help you to search for good things that are happening, even on the worst days, even on the worst years, even when everything is going to crap. There's still good things that happen, and so it's important to recognize those things. And what it does is helps rewire our brain so that we're always searching for that silver lining. We're searching for those bright spots so that we have something to write down the next day. So it's kind of cool how that gratitude practice works. Make sure you implement that in your life. I encourage everybody to do this. It's super easy. Just take a blank notebook, any one that you have. You probably have 500 laying around at home. A pad of sticky notes works fine, and jot down 5 good things that happened yesterday. Okay, so I want these to be real specific, not like my kids were cute or I love my wife, something specific. Okay, there was a beautiful sunrise. I taught the dog a new trick. The mail lady, I had a nice conversation with the mail lady. They can be real simple little things, but they need to be specific, okay? And like I said, what it does is trains your brain to always be searching for those bright spots. Always look for the silver lining, and it makes a huge difference in the way that you live your life. It is the easiest way to change a negative person into a positive person. And I'm not saying this is all sunshine and roses all the time, but if you can look for gratitude, look for those bright spots, then it really does make a huge difference in the way that you feel, in your mental clarity, in your problem solving skills, in your emotions, and it's really, really powerful. Okay. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you're getting the right vitamins and minerals. So maybe you're taking a daily vitamin, maybe you just need a little bit more vitamin D. People who kind of live in the north, pretty much everybody is vitamin D deficient, including my husband who spends 25 hours a day outside. Yeah, I know, it's a joke. Okay, but we found out, we went to the doctor, did our yearly thing, and they were like, you're both vitamin D deficient. And that was really surprising for me. I mean, I'm white as a ghost, but my husband is not. He's tan and he spends all day outside, right? He's a farmer. And so it was really surprising to me that he was vitamin D deficient. We started taking that vitamin D supplement, and wow, that made a big difference. You know how you feel on like the first day of spring? You're like, yes, I feel good. I feel like I have a lot of energy. I can do the things I need to do. I'm checking those tasks off my to-do list. That's how we feel every day after taking that vitamin D on a regular basis. So if you are feeling kind of tired, kind of lousy, kind of sad a lot, try that vitamin D supplement. You'll want to go get your doctor's approval and that sort of thing. But vitamin D made a huge difference in our lives. And again, I never would have thought that he especially would be vitamin D deficient because he spends all the time outside, but he was. So kind of interesting. Number 4 was to recognize the runner's high in your life, okay? So what this is everybody, when you exercise, gets a runner's high. Typically, farmers don't exercise because they're constantly exercising all day long. But what farmers don't do is take the time to say, yeah, I feel good. That was a great workout, okay? So if you can stop after you do the thing that was difficult, so physically challenging, okay? Maybe you pounded rocks out of the field cultivator. That's my least favorite job ever, in case you're wondering. Maybe you unloaded hay, you pulled a calf, you broke down a tire, something like that, something physical. Take a minute when you're done, not even a minute. Take a breath and go, yeah, I feel good. I just accomplished something. I checked something off my to-do list. I physically feel good. I feel strong. I feel able. And what that does is it's going to release that dopamine again in your brain, help you to feel better, to help your mood improve. It's going to help you in so many ways. Again, if you want to get into the science of that, let me know. I love talking about it. But just recognizing that when you did something physical, your brain rewards you with that dopamine is really important. So I call it the farmer's version of the runner's high. Okay, so it doesn't have to be running. Okay, whatever you're doing that's physical. And number 5 is to talk it out, to stay in good communication with your spouse, with your children. If you farm with brothers, make sure that you're staying in good communication with them. I know this is easier said than done, but it's important, especially if you're struggling, especially if you are real angry, if you really struggle with communication, maybe you struggle with boundaries, things like that. Make sure that you are being transparent about those things. It never hurts to have those conversations and to be more open. I know communication on the farm, especially when you are working with, like I said, brothers or parents, is another tough one that is really key, and it's really important that you are all on the same page. And if you're not, sometimes that builds up into a lot of anxiety and different things like that, a lot of anger. And so make sure that you are having the conversations you need to have. Okay, especially stay in good communication with your wife, with your children, and make sure that you are having good relationships with everybody around you. Okay, I know this video is kind of long. Most of them will be nice and short, but I just wanted to give you 5 tips for stress relief on your farm. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you later.